the Madison Police Department sizes up what citizens think of them. Tonight, the next steps they'll take.
Plus, college more expensive than ever, saving for it more difficult than ever before. Tonight, our Eye on Education report looks at Wall Street's impact on your kids' college plans. It's all coming up right now at 10.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Before those stories, if you stepped outside today, it was likely the first thing you noticed. It was hot and muggy.
We're going to have several more days just like it this week. Meteorologist Dana Fulton with a quick look at our certified most accurate forecast. Dana?
It certainly was hot outside this afternoon. High temperatures above average, not just for Madison, but throughout the country we had above average temps. 88 the high today. This time of year we usually see highs in the low 80s. We did start the day off close to average in the low 60s, but things are going to stay a little more mild tonight. 88 the high in Janesville as well, 90 in Bosquell, and 85 in Monroe. We've already pulled back a bit. 81 currently in Madison and 74 in Lone Rock. The dew point still high. It's going to stay mild and muggy overnight. As we look ahead to Tuesday morning, temperatures only dropping to about 70 for our overnight lows. Our Doppler track is going to be quiet overnight, but we are keeping an eye on a small chance for some isolated showers late Tuesday night into Wednesday, and that's going to pull our temperatures back a little bit for Wednesday afternoon, but it's not a big pullback, and it's not going to pull back much on that humidity as we look ahead through the rest of the week, but we'll take a closer look at that small chance for a few raindrops in just a few minutes.
Dana, thank you. Madison police know perception often can be reality. If that's the case, MPD admits it has a lot to work on to improve police-community relations.
By the numbers, more than 700 people took a citywide survey. More than half, 61%, feel crime is getting worse in the city.
And having that information is one thing. Working on a plan to use it is another. Armand Rahman joins us with what MPD plans to do next. Armand?
Eric and Charlotte, it was just 12 questions residents had to answer, but the top cop for community outreach tells me hearing what people thought about their performance neighborhood by neighborhood, it gives the department a better idea of where to go next in their strategic plan. Shots fired, stolen cars, burglaries, all were down in Madison through the first 3 months of 2022, according to police. But more than half of people who live in Madison suspect otherwise.
The community is concerned about gun violence. They're concerned about car thefts. They're concerned about homelessness and burglaries. Those were the top issues.
Captain Matt Ty with MPD says that's why the community survey he recently helped collect is so important to police. He knows recent spikes in crime are alarming, but fears many people in Madison don't know about recent pushes by police to be more visible too.
You know, fewer people than I would have thought maybe are aware of what we're doing to make outreach in the community.
Only 5% of survey takers were aware of youth academies, and 9% knew about MPD Pride.
When residents are aware of community engagement, they have a better they have greater feelings of trust towards the police department.
And it's the trust of communities of color that Ty feels the survey shows MPD still needs to work on. Only half of non-white people surveyed feel the police are doing their jobs well. That compares to nearly 75% of white people.
You know, there's a lot of good reasons for that distrust, and it didn't happen overnight. It's not going to get solved overnight, so I'm not really surprised that we're still dealing with it.
So what do Madison police plan to do with this data?
Have those benchmarks so that we can, the report just doesn't sit on a shelf and nothing is accomplished.
Focus groups are in the works, centered on community policing, youth engagement, communication, and internal police culture.
I can't overemphasize it that it's really key that the work groups are a combination of police employees and community members. So we're really trying to work collaboratively to figure out what it is we want the police department to be doing.
Now, it's not all doom and gloom for residents. According to the survey, more than 70% of people in Madison feel very safe alone in their own neighborhoods. We'll have a link to that full report on channel3000.com.
Armand, thank you. A developing story out of Milwaukee tonight. Law enforcement has closed down the southbound lanes of Interstate 43 after a shooting. Police found a 24-year-old victim with multiple gunshot wounds on the highway. About 8 tonight. All southbound traffic is being diverted. They do have a suspect they are seeking. The victim's condition is not known at this time. 26 headstones were left damaged after a vandalism spree at the Lake Ripley Cemetery in Cambridge this weekend. Head groundskeeper Chance Trader says only 13 of the 26 damaged headstones can be repaired. The others are made of sandstone. He says it's been reported to police, but the damage estimates are yet unclear. The last time they saw damage like this, it cost about $70,000. The cemetery hoping to install trail cameras into key spots of the cemetery to try to keep it from happening again.
Police in Indiana are sharing more information about a mass shooting in Indiana that left 3 people dead and 2 others hurt. The gunman was also shot and killed by an armed bystander. Police say that 22-year-old Good Samaritan helped prevent an even larger tragedy when he shot and killed a gunman who opened fire inside the food court of the Greenwood Park Mall in Indiana late yesterday afternoon. Within 2 minutes of him firing, the bystander Elijah Dickens shot and killed him.
He engaged the gunman from quite a distance with a handgun, was very proficient in that, very tactically sound, and as he moved to close in on the suspect, he was also motioning for people to exit behind him.
Police say the suspect, 20-year-old Jonathan Sapirman, walked to the mall from his home armed with 2 rifles he legally purchased in March from a local store, a handgun, and hundreds of rounds of ammunition. He only used 1 rifle, killing a married couple and a 30-year-old man and injuring a 22-year-old woman and a 12-year-old girl. Systemic failures and egregiously poor decision-making. That is just a bit of the damning conclusions of an initial report regarding the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. The 77-page report released yesterday called the response lackadaisical and said they failed to prioritize saving innocent lives over their own safety. The report did not find any villains other than the gunman and found the response was caused by a lack of leadership, adding that it's plausible some victims could have survived if officers acted sooner.
The sentencing trial against the Parkland school shooter began today, more than 4 years after he opened fire inside Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, killing 17 people, wounding 17 others. A 12-person jury must help decide if he gets the death penalty or life in prison. Gloria Pazmino reports.
You have been selected and sworn as the jury to try the case of the state of Florida versus Nicholas Cruz.
The penalty phase of the trial for Nicholas Cruz began Monday. He pled guilty to 17 counts of murder and 17 counts of attempted murder last October in connection with the 2018 shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida.
The murders, all 17, were heinous, atrocious, and cruel. All 17 were cold, calculated, and premeditated.
Prosecutors will present aggravating factors for the death penalty, while the defense will lay out mitigating circumstances.
The defense will preserve their opening statement.
In Cruz's case, the jury must be unanimous in order to recommend a death sentence, but the ultimate decision will lay with the judge.
This case must be tried by you only on the evidence presented during trial.
More than 4 years later, the victims' families will get their day in court. They're expected to deliver impact statements amid the backdrop of other mass shootings which continue to shatter communities across the nation. A racist attack at a supermarket in Buffalo, New York in May, followed by the massacre of elementary school students and teachers in Uvalde, Texas in June. Earlier this month, a gunman opened fire at a July 4th parade in a suburb of Chicago. And over the weekend, a gunman killed 3 people inside an Indiana mall. I'm Gloria Pazmino reporting.
The trial is expected to last through the end of October. During the proceeding, jurors may visit the scene of the shooting. Now, that building is still there, but it's been sealed for the past 4 years.
Campaign 2022 coverage now. On Friday, Milwaukee was chosen to host the 2024 Republican National Convention. Well, today we spoke with an RNC spokesperson who says this is an opportunity for the party to share what it means to be a Republican.
We can talk about crime. We can talk about open borders and the impact of fentanyl on 18 to 45-year-olds being the leading cause of death because of this drug coming over the border. We can talk about safety and security. We can talk about defunding the police.
Denard says the RNC is proud to be hosting in Milwaukee and building upon current engagement efforts like the 2 RNC community centers the city has right now.
Heading into the fall elections, we're keeping a close eye on candidate fundraising numbers. And tonight, we have new numbers in the U.S. Senate race. In the last 3 months, incumbent Ron Johnson has raised $4.4 million, with another almost $2 million coming in from other campaign committees. Among Democrats, Mandela Barnes raised the most in the past 3 months, $2.1 million. But the candidate's personal wealth also factors here as well. Sarah Godlewski raised about $1 million on her own, but has pushed that up to $1.6 million with her own campaign donation. Even more for Alex Lasry. He raised just $500,000 from donors, but donated $6.5 million of his own money. And rounding out the top 4, Tom Nelson, who raised almost $250,000. And fundraising will likely pick up for the Democrats after the primary. Historically, candidates receive more support after a primary win.
Republican gubernatorial hopeful Tim Michael's campaign says it is reworking a flyer that was sent out, falsely claiming he won the endorsement from the NRA. While the flyer said the gun advocacy group had endorsed him, an NRA spokesperson says the group hasn't endorsed anyone yet and doesn't plan to do so. Steve Bannon is headed to trial for not sitting down to talk with the White House committee investigating the U.S. Capitol riots. Jury selection began at the federal courthouse in Washington, D.C. today. The court will ultimately choose 22 potential jurors. The longtime ally of the former president faces 2 criminal misdemeanor charges for his noncompliance with the House subcommittee's subpoenas. If found guilty, he faces a mandatory minimum of 30 days in jail for each charge.
The January 6th committee returning to prime time for its final planned public hearing scheduled for Thursday, 7 p.m. It is the second primetime session. The panel is expected to lean heavily on a videotaped deposition of Pat Cipollone, President Trump's former White House counsel. While this week is the last of the planned public hearings, the committee says its work will continue. And Dr. Anthony Fauci plans to retire by the end of President Biden's current term in office. The government's top infectious disease expert, who became a household name, of course, during the pandemic, says he doesn't have an exact date in mind and he hasn't started the retirement process. At 81 years old now, Fauci has served more than 5 decades under 7 presidents, advising every U.S. president since Ronald Reagan. It comes as COVID cases, hospitalizations, and deaths are on the rise in the U.S. Johns Hopkins says average daily cases have more than tripled in the past 3 months. Federal government data shows current hospitalizations surpassed 40,000 for the first time in about 4 months. The average number of daily deaths has also now risen above 400 for the first time in 2 months.
And new at 10, more baby formula is headed to the United States. The White House says more than 74,000 pounds of Nestle Alfamino formula will arrive between 2 flights from Switzerland to New York later this week. It'll be the 17th mission of Operation Fly Formula. Officials say the formula will be given mostly to hospitals and home health care providers. Still ahead tonight, Dana Fulton shares a hot July forecast.
But first, a closer look at how the market downturn is impacting the average college savings plan. Tonight's Eye on Education is next.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
No job's too big, no job's too small. We'll fix them all.
Fixing broken garage doors, that's all we do here at Precision.
We support the military.
We're proud to be veteran-owned and operated. Whether it's a broken spring or a new door, we've got you covered.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
With the best service, quality, and prices, Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. To help you remember, I made this cheer. V value. A, awesome value. L, lots of value. U.
Get 2 pairs of glasses plus a free eye exam, anti-glare lenses, and same-day service for only $79.
I want to share my story so others can know that they are not alone.
When my mom and dad were first expecting, the pregnancy had complications and there was very little chance of survival. My mom's health was at risk too. She chose to end the pregnancy.
It was my decision, not some politicians.
Every woman should have the right to make her own decision. And I'll fight alongside you every step of the way until you do. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Energy is everywhere, even in a little seedling, which, when turned into fuel, can help power a plane. At Chevron's El Segundo refinery, we're looking to turn plant-based oil into renewable gasoline, jet, and diesel fuels. Our planet offers countless sources of energy, but it's only human to find the ones that could power a better future.
leadership in the 608 is using art to teach us how to protect our lakes, rivers, and streams.
Tomorrow, Josh Breiter talks to the brains behind the Storm Drain Mural program.
Is there relief in sight from all the heat? The answer tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Check it out. A group of cows shutting down part of the Florida Turnpike today. What happened here was a cattle hauler with dozens of cows caught fire. This was in Osceola County. The driver pulled over, opened the trailer so those animals could escape the smoke and the flames. The fire was quickly put out. No injuries, but crews then had to wrangle about 70 cows.
The Milwaukee Public Museum is sharing renderings of the building it's planning to build to replace the current aging building in downtown Milwaukee. Today, the museum also launched a $240 million capital campaign. Groundbreaking is scheduled for late 2023 and opening in 2026. Well, many Americans are watching their investments just dwindle. Stocks, 401ks, even college saving accounts are taking significant hits.
Now, one estimate shows the average 529 plan lost a few $1,000s this year. In a special Eye on Education report, Chris Stanford takes a look at the market's impact on the state's college savings plans.
Jim and Barb Buvid love helping care for their grandkids.
They are quite a handful.
When Jim retired, he started planning for the children's futures by contributing to Wisconsin's college savings plan, EdVest.
When I started it last year, I put money in, and of course it went to work right away. But of course now with the downturn of the markets, it went down a little bit.
Jim is certainly not alone. It's estimated the average 529 plan in the U.S. lost more than $4,000 in the first half of the year. Money in an EdVest account can be used to pay tuition, room and board, fees, books, trade school, apprenticeships, even up to $10,000 in student debt. And the money you put into it is all tax deductible. Linda Lambert oversees the program.
A 529 college savings plan is a qualified tax advantage program, and it's designed specifically for education.
She's encouraging investors to keep contributing.
So I would say don't make adjustments. I would say stick to your plan.
General state of the economy right now is...
We also sought out some expert advice from financial planner Sue Peck on how much to put into a 529 plan when the markets head south.
A lot of people are very strongly saying 100%. I want to take care of it 100% because I had a lot of student loans and I do not want my kid to have to go through that.
She tells her clients it depends on how old the student is. If they're already in high school, there's not much time for the account to grow. Plans for younger students look much better.
If you are still younger or if you are still accumulating those assets, this is a great opportunity because the market will likely go much higher than it is right now.
As for Jim, he plans to ride it out for his grandkids.
I've gone through 3 of the worst downturns in the market, and I was one of those that was gutsy enough to leave my money in, and it always came back.
Chris Stanford, News 3 Now.
One big question about EdVest accounts always is what happens to it if the beneficiary doesn't decide to go to school.
Well, you can transfer the balance to another family member or use it for yourself to pay off student loans or go back to school. Well, this morning, the Special Olympics torch making an appearance in Janesville for the last leg of the law enforcement torch run. During these events, officers carry the torch across the state in honor of the Wisconsin's Special Olympics games and tournaments. The event raises money and support for the games, which provides year-round sports opportunities for more than 10,000 Wisconsin athletes.
Hot, muggy stretch ahead. Here's meteorologist Dana Fulton. Dana?
It was warm outside today, and we're just going to keep adding degrees on. Looking ahead to tomorrow, temperatures climbing up just a little bit more in the afternoon. It's going to come along with a lot of sunshine also, as right now our Doppler track is pretty quiet in southern Wisconsin. That scene isn't going to change much for Tuesday, but as we look ahead to Tuesday night, we could see a few isolated showers creeping in. The strong thunderstorms today were well off in the New England area, where they're starting to see those storm chances move even further east. Just a marginal risk for a few more storms to come through overnight. Now, we'll stay quiet overnight and throughout most of the day tomorrow, but tomorrow the stronger thunderstorms expected to be north of Madison. We still have this marginal risk stretching into southern Wisconsin. Really just looking at the slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms Tuesday night. night, but I think most of the area will stay dry Tuesday night. It'll stay muggy through most of the week, heading into the weekend and even next week. Now, Tuesday will be the warmest day with high temperatures in the low 90s, but even as temps pull back to the 80s, we're likely still going to see heat index readings in the middle 90s. Overall, a low rain chance expected through the week. We have that slight chance Tuesday night and then possibly a few chances heading into the weekend. Overnight, mostly clear. It's still going to be mild to start off the day tomorrow. Overnight low temperatures only dropping to about 70 in Madison. Tomorrow afternoon, plan on sunshine. That breeze coming in from the southwest and high temperatures in the low 90s. Now, a quick cold front comes through overnight. We're not expecting that to bring in much rain, but there is that slight chance for a few isolated showers and thunderstorms heading into early Wednesday. Once the front clears through, that breeze comes in from the northwest, and that pulls our temperatures back just a bit for Wednesday afternoon in the middle 80s. So still above average, but not quite as warm as what we are expecting for Tuesday. Beyond that, the trend is still quite consistent. For the end of July and into early August, temperatures expected to land above average throughout the country, not just for southern Wisconsin. So we're all sitting into a bit of a steamy spot for the end of July. Tomorrow, highs will be in the low 90s, partly sunny and a little breezy. Wind speeds about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Again, it's also going to be humid, so it'll be a bit sticky, a little muggy in the afternoon. Slight chance for showers and thunderstorms Tuesday night. Mostly sunny for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wednesday, we pull back to the mid 80s, but Thursday and Friday, we're in the upper 80s. We have a chance for showers and storms Saturday and Sunday, and we'll hold on to that chance heading into the start of next week. Temperatures next week will be in the mid to low 80s for afternoon highs. It's going to stay muggy, though. That humidity staying up through the work week. Heat index readings likely landing a little closer to 90.
Pete Alonso hoping to make history tonight at Dodger Stadium. Can he three-peat the home run derby? We're going to find out next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Okay, and he got so upset. Oh my God. Look. No way. She has definitely got some work done. Doesn't even look the same anymore. Talk about an extreme makeover. I wonder how much of Bob's money she spent on those upgrades.
Hey! The house looks great, right? 3 years, no interest on roofing and siding from Feldco.
Right now, get 3 years, no interest on Feldco Roofing and Siding.
3 years, no interest on Feldco Roofing and Siding ends soon. Call now.
866 for Feldco.
I'm Tim Michaels. Commanding the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier was an honor beyond measure. America is a miracle of countless sacrifices from unknown patriots. Honoring that is our duty. But today, America's under attack by radicals trying to tear down everything that makes America great. This is a fight we cannot lose. I'm Tim Michaels. I'm running for governor to help save the America that those before saved for us.
Get up and go! You heard the Jingle Man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBV.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
Get up and go! It's Terrific Tuesdays at Hy-Vee. This Tuesday, fresh ground chuck, only $2.88 a pound. Basket and bushel grape tomatoes, only 99 cents. Powerade, only 88 cents. And On the Border chips, only $1.88. Tuesday only. And save even more during Red, White, and Fuel. Right now, save up to $7.83 per gallon with your Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Plus Perks card. And visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
Won't you come with me to the Wisconsin? Great state of Wisconsin State Fair.
Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular, August 4th through the 14th.
Hi, I'm Tom Nelson, Outagamie County Executive Candidate for the U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Democrats like me, not from Madison, Milwaukee, have a whole different approach. We have a different touch, a different cast. Oh, we read good books. Not the biggest pocketbooks. I've won 6 times in Trump country by pulling for what matters. Jobs, Medicare for all, union rights, women's rights, a planet in crisis.
I'll fight the extremism in Washington by pulling for all Wisconsin.
On your spring break, we know that tomorrow is too late.
At Precision, we're prepared. We have everything that we need on the vehicle, fix just about any garage door the same day.
We need to take care of these issues right away and get you moving so that you continue on with your life.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
It could be a pretty historic night for one former Mallard. Pete Alonso competing in the Home Run Derby once again. The 2-time defending champ trying to do what no one else has ever done, win 3 in a row. The first round of the Derby, Alonso going up against Atlanta's star right fielder Ronald Acuna Jr. Now, once he settles in, he doesn't look back. He heads to the next round where he's going to face Mariners rookie Julio Rodriguez. Now, he needs to beat 31 homers, but he just can't do it. The road to a three-peat is over. Rodriguez faces Juan Soto in the finals, and Soto wins it with 19 homers. All-Star Week continues. The game itself is tomorrow night. Now, representing the Brewers are Devin Williams and Corbin Burns. Burns announced that he will not pitch in the game, but he's still going to be there in L.A. And just coming down in the last couple of hours, now, if the All-Star game is tied up after 9 innings, it will go to a home run derby for the tiebreaker. And also, it's day 2 of the MLB draft. A pair of local products got selected in the 3rd round. At 96th overall, the Braves draft Madison West alum Drake Baldwin. He's coming off his junior season at Missouri State, where he hit 341 with 19 homers. He also spent some time at the Duck Pond last summer playing for the Mallards. Then 2 picks later, at 98th overall, Middleton native Alan Roden was drafted by the Blue Jays. He led his team in batting average, hits, and doubles last season, and he took home the Co-Big East Player of the Year. And after drafting Eric Brown Jr. in the 1st round last night, the Brewers selected pitcher Jacob Mizorowski in the 2nd round and shortstop Robert Moore with their competitive balance round B pick. They're back for day 2. Brewers got to work. They had 8 picks this afternoon, and their first is Dylan O'Reilly, the first Canadian player to go in this year's draft. The 3rd and final day of the draft is set for tomorrow with rounds 11 through 20. From hosting his first charity softball game in his hometown to now gaining national recognition once again, it's safe to say it's been a productive and exciting week for Braylon Allen. Today, the sophomore running back was added to the Maxwell Award watch list, which is given to the most outstanding college player every year. The first and only Badger to ever win this award is Ron Dane, who took home the honor in 1999. Allen is coming off a record season in which he became one of 4 true freshmen to rack up over 1,000 rushing yards. He ended the season with over 1,200, 3rd best in the Big Ten. And the reigning Quick Trip Holiday champions have the schedule for this year's tournament. The Wisconsin men's hockey team will face Lake Superior State in Game 1 of the tourney. That's on December 28th at Pfizer Forum. Winners from the 2 semifinal matches are going to go head-to-head in the championship. That game's on the 29th. These games will air on Bally Sports. We're going to be right back.
At Pick and Save, we believe it takes the right team to bring you fresh produce. That's why we partner with farmers who grow only the best, because working together is truly what it takes to be fresh for everyone. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Dear gas prices, Toyota's hybrid lineup says, go take a hike, because we bring efficiency with power and savings with style. Think you can stand in our way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids.
Get 1.9% APR for 48 months on a new 2022 Toyota Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, or Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Outlaw. That's what can happen because of the Supreme Court, and Ron Johnson's with them. The Supreme Court's decision ended abortion services in Wisconsin, and Ron Johnson supported the decision, making it illegal in Wisconsin, even in cases of rape and incest. Doctors can be prosecuted. A woman's right to choose, criminalized. Johnson even said, if you don't like it, you can move. Ron Johnson's not for us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
It's time to get away for a 2-hour vacation. At the movies. Popcorn? The soda's gonna be a real challenge.
It's time
time for new energy-efficient replacement windows from Champion.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Don't sweat over high energy bills. Stay comfortable in your home all year long. Call or go online to book your free estimate at getchampionwindows.com.
Soak in the savings at the Century House. Right now, get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 you spend on any qualifying stressless seating. Don't miss the perfect opportunity to fill your home with the world's most comfortable seating for less. It's time for Stressless, proud to be endorsed by the American Chiropractic Association. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
$5,000 a year. That's the burden of Joe Biden's inflation tax on Wisconsin families. They can't afford it. From the grocery store to the gas station, we're all paying the price for Biden's massive deficit spending. Ron Johnson has the courage to say no to spending that is mortgaging our children's future. And his small business tax cuts help them compete and survive the pandemic.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
What's so great about being a Pick and Save Boost member? Free delivery on the Pick and Save products you love, and more rewards like double fuel points. Boost by Pick and Save Fresh Perks, a new level of membership starting as low as $59 a year. Learn more at pickandsave.com.
Every day, News 3 Now investigates. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
And Dana's back. Final check of the forecast.
Don't we want to talk about sports or something?
She said she had nothing else to add.
All I have is bad news. It's really hot and humid. Unless you guys like, that's true. That's true. For those of us who prefer things just a smidge cooler, guys, I go outside and I start sweating on my forearms. I start sweating on my cat. It's just
Your sweat starts sweating.
My sweat starts
right?
sweating. Yeah, none of it's pretty. None of it's fun. It's glistening. I'm sorry. It's glistening.
Eric's face.
I told you could talk about sports or you could let me talk. So this is what you get.
This is very riveting.
She's a very sweaty person.
Tomorrow, catch me hanging out in the shade, not in the sun. 91 the high. It will be hot and humid, so please, again, wear sunscreen, stay hydrated. We have a slight chance for showers and thunderstorms Tuesday night with a quick-moving cold front that pulls temperatures back just a bit on Wednesday to the mid-80s. Heat index readings will still be close to 90. We stay above average heading into the weekend with a chance for showers and storms Saturday and Sunday, and still mid to low 90s or mid to low 80s next week.
All right. Dana, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good. We'll see you back here tomorrow.